My best friend is getting married. Did I handle it right? Throw away as my friends have my main. Let me just say, I'm not trying to be the evil best friend here. I'm doing this to protect myself, primarily. So I 25F have been in love with Ryan, 25M, since college. I've tried to deny it multiple times but eventually I just accepted it. We were friends in high school as well but got really close in college. That's when I started falling for him. I did think about confessing multiple times but I was honestly too afraid of losing the friendship and things getting awkward. We did once made out at some party, we were both drunk. He came up to me next day saying how sorry he was and he doesn't want to make it awkward because of one drunken mistake etc. etc. That kinda stung but we agreed. We've been best friends ever since. Ryan did date once in college and not much after that. He's told me he goes on dates, but things never go further. I honestly can't see why as he's such an amazing guy but whatever. He started dating Leah about a year ago. Didn't introduce her to anyone for like 6 months but told me he really likes this one. When we finally met, I could just sense it was going to one of those girl is uncomfortable with boyfriend's friend kind of situation. She was distant with him as well. I did try to make conversation with her as well but the whole dinner was really awkward. The next day he comes up and says Leah really liked me, yeah, right, and wants to do this again. I made excuses NGL. Leah has made some comments whenever it was just two of us, asking how close we both are, how much I know about him, getting really affectionate in front of me. I could get the hint. Me and Ryan stopped hanging out much alone after they started dating and I initiated it because honestly, I didn't want some girl to feel insecure in her own relationship because of me. Throughout the whole year they'd broken up like 4 times. Each time Ryan would come to me and rant about it and how it's unfair and he really wants this to work. I tried to be helpful by giving some advice every time but one time I was so exhausted that I just told him I think he's trying to force this to work as he's mentioned several times before that he feels like he's missing out by not dating. He said maybe and broke up with Leah the next day. She then came after me saying I must have made her look bad in front of him and I'm not a girl and how I want them to break up. And Ryan knew all this but didn't try to defend me or SMN. I just hung up and blocked her. I stopped feeling much for Ryan after that incident. Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to argue with his girlfriend for me but this was his relationship, his problems, his decision and he was okay with her blaming me for it? He reached out the next day, said he was sorry, he really wanted me in his life, he can't lose this relationship. He genuinely looked sorry so I didn't cut him off but I did put some distance between us. He wasn't okay with it but said he respects that. It's been 3 months to that incident and they're now engaged. Ryan again said how Leah was pushing for it but he's scared this is going too fast and she wants to get married in April but also have huge demands about how the wedding should go. I don't say anything, couldn't care less what's happening in their relationship. Leah recently reached out and said she wants me to be a bridesmaid. I politely declined. She then shows up at my place and says she needs to do this to make Ryan happy because apparently he wants me included in the marriage and was planning me to be the best woman. So yeah, she wants me to be a bridesmaid so I'm not on the groom's side. This whole thing has been exhausting me way too much. I was thinking if I could even attend their marriage because honestly, I have no interest in watching the guy I've loved getting married and that too to someone who treats him so horribly. I'm not making this up, even our friends think so too. I've realized that I can say no and I don't need to put myself through this. They're planning to send out wedding invites soon and I'm going to decline, as I have a work thing that needs me to be out of town. I do have them frequently. Another friend of mine knows about this whole thing with Ryan and he thinks Ryan would be disappointed and this could also cause our friendship to end. I hear him, but I'm really not planning to change my mind on this. This is making me relieved but also kind of guilty. Am I wrong for not wanting to be there on such an important day of his life but I also don't want to put myself through this whole wedding. How should I go about it? Is there anything else I can do? Also I'm just gonna say it, if it was some other girl than Leah, who he was so happy with and someone who treated him well, I'd have no problem attending the wedding and getting along with the girl. He did once date this girl who was amazing. They ended in 2 months as she was moving to another country but I'm still friends with her,